Okay. As they proceeded, if we live in grace with the spirit of universal consciousness seeping into our every cell, we will love all realities and the people within them and want to leave each reality for the better. Okay. So now they continue, let's go back to the broader lesson on paradigms of reality. That you are living in this paradigm of reality that believes in ascension and enlightenment means that you have many teachers you are attracting in this specific space. Every teacher in this space has coalesced in this space because they have come to the same beliefs or similar beliefs around ascension and enlightenment. However, every teacher in this space has a unique mission and a different target audience to attract. What this means is that what you hear from each teacher in this space is 80% aligned and 20% misaligned with your beliefs, right? The misaligned teachings and messages are not wrong, but they are meant to be misaligned because they're for someone else and they're not for you. The unique makeup of each teacher, as expressed in their teachings, is to stretch out the paradigm of reality just a little bit more, to stretch it out just a little bit more, so that the catchment is widened, right? So that more in the mainstream who are just awakened will likely find something that will resonate with them. See Philame's tutorial on why unity in diversity is important. This was intended for the consciousness revolution to have traction with the masses. We would therefore wish for you to understand this perspective of being open and kind to others who do not replicate your views, because what they are doing is birthing their own paradigms of reality within this bigger one and stretching it out further. They who choose to be brave and to stretch it out are warriors. For each and every one of you, choose a space that resonates with you and stretch it out. For when we say they, we mean you. You are just unfolding. You may be in a paradigm of reality that is created by a collective of humans, but how you vibrate is where you have anchored yourself within that paradigm. Using metaphors, a paradigm of reality, let's say if you're talking about a paradigm of reality and you think of it as a horizontal space, right? How high you vibrate is on a vertical space, right? Therefore, there are nuances of each paradigm of reality as well, right? It's like a skyscraper. The skyscraper is the paradigm of reality, right? The levels you vibrate at is the floor you're in. Each floor is different, a different version of the same paradigm of reality. But as a skyscraper, the engineering and the quality of the building is the same throughout the building. The internal expression, let's call it decor, on each floor is different, maybe different, it's different, right? At the bottom of the skyscraper is anchored on third dimensional living, right? So this is 3.0, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3 as you go up. 3.0, third dimensional living is where duality resides. The further up you are, the more you can remove yourself from ego and duality drivers. So, if you are fighting with people in another paradigm of reality, just know you're on the ground floor where ego and duality resides. Keep taking that lift up. They chuckled. Keep lifting yourself up from the fray. A phrase we constantly remind Philamae to do. Rise above the fray, they say to me. Rise above the fray, right? The key lesson we would wish for you to take away is to be accepting of the permutations you are hearing and seeing in one paradigm. You're hearing and seeing within your reality and outside your reality. Whilst you exist in one paradigm of reality, you can observe what is going on in another paradigm, in another. Truly, what they say, there is no right or wrong. They are all just set up for sources or universal consciousness's expansion through individual and collective experiences. So be easy about yourself within a paradigm of reality, and be easy on others who may exist in another paradigm of reality. There are teachers, let me scroll down, hold on. There are teachers in other realities that don't vibrate as you. Different skyscrapers, not even anything like you. So they're vibrating in a different paradigm of reality. They're using the analogy of skyscraper as a paradigm of reality, right? So they live in alternate existences, teaching things you can't fathom or accept as truths. They can be teachers in a different skyscraper, or teachers in the same skyscraper, but a different floor. But we wish for you to understand this, that those beliefs are their truths in their realities. As you ascend, one of the gifts that come with that is that you can observe a reality or a paradigm of reality, but not be touched by it, right? You can see it in media, but not having the perspective given by, but not having the perspective given by today's tutorial will leave the interpretation of how to address elements in other realities to your avatar's ego. So if you actually don't really know the concept of many versions of a single reality or paradigms of reality that's created by a collective and us residing in different paradigms of reality, then we would actually, when things happen, our avatar and our ego will come into play. It will get engaged, right? It will generate worries and it will generate fears. And so you may trip yourself up over it. By tripping yourself up, we mean put your attention on what you don't want instead of what you want, and then calling that into your attention. So let's say you have a belief structure and you believe something, but another paradigm of reality believes something else that's directly opposing yours. You know, you start sitting up and your defenses go up and you're really about to go out and take focus on telling them why their paradigm of reality isn't truth and is wrong, right? When you do that, you're actually putting focus on something you actually don't want, because you're spending too much time there at the battlefront about that, right? Okay. What you are trying to do is knit that reality, right, into yours to make sense of it. You're trying to actually bring them together to make sense of it, and then trying to say that your reality is the right one, the truth that you see, the evidenced reality, when to them their reality is right and truth, and they're evidenced in as well. But what we're saying is that there are different paradigms of reality. You are not existing in that reality unless you start putting attention to it. They're using me as an example. Philamae was on a trajectory 9 months ago. She spent all her waking hours for 7 days straight trying to work out the Illuminatis, the New World Order, satanic rituals, good Wilkins interviews, horrific, tantalizing learning. We had to stop her in her trajectory. They actually said to me, "Why are you doing this? Why are you calling that which is not in your reality into your life? You don't have anyone suffering in that space at this point. Your now life looks so different from that. Why are you calling that in? Stop it now," right? Because the more I read and felt into it, the more I investigated the train track the parallel train track that was so far away started hopping closer and closer to me, right? They actually said, stop what you're doing, because that's what you're doing. Okay. It is not that we wish for you to be uncaring, but we wish, I've just scrolled down too far. But we wish for you to care for yourself and for others in your now space. If in your reality, not the media generated reality, you see someone hurt, do something about it, right? that someone exists in your reality. There is enough in your reality to help. Don't focus on what you don't want, no matter how tantalizing the media makes these stories out to be. Be conscious. Be conscious what you put your focus on. Right? Without the understanding of paradigms of reality, you will struggle to try to knit together paradigms of realities that are opposing vibrationally. You need to let go of the human desire to do so. The 3D mind wants mastery of that which it is not capable of doing at this point, till you ascend into a higher dimensional physical form. Your paradigm of reality is part 3D science and part 4D 5D faith. When you put your 3D lens on and try to get evidence, you're likely to trip out your growing 4D 5D focus and belief structures. Be easy. Suspend your 3D lens when you can. When you live through your heart, the faith you have will show you personal evidence that what you believe in is indeed truth for you, and only your perspective matters. We wish that you live from the inside out when it comes to your making sense of your life in your chosen paradigm of reality. If you don't, your hold on this paradigm of reality will loosen some, and you are likely to end up in another. This in itself is not bad, as change is inevitable, but if you seek a stable framework to express in and grow from, just anchor yourself through living through your heart and not as a response from the outside in. We're trying to put down concepts simply for everyone to be able to grasp them enough to live more lightly and lightheartedly, to be more easy about what you see and what you hear, which sometimes conflict with what you sense. We know it is complex. The truth from where we stand, from where they stand, right, is quite unfathomable from within the human mind. What you don't need to do or can't do is to understand fully the whole from where you are anchored. Don't try to knit the paradigms of reality together. Just live yours well and to your highest excitement and leave others to live theirs. Relinquish the ego's need for mastery and go by your knowing and where your heart leads you as the next natural step. We would also wish that you have this perspective mentioned earlier, that whilst you're living yours well, if you have the capacity to live more kindly and compassionately in aspects of this world that will impact another person's paradigm of reality, why not do that too? For when you ascend, you would have wished you did all you can to leave it a better state for those who energetically have chosen to remain there, in third dimension. Even if you don't believe a world with climate disaster at its brink as your reality, why would you cause detriment in another's reality if you love all and you believe in unity consciousness as the basis of all life? There is no separation from where we stand. They are just paradigms of reality to be called in or to be let go of when you don't choose for it. Yeah. If you go into a higher vibrational reality, you are choosing to go to a place that is kind and loving to all, the people, the place, Gaia, and all sentient beings that reside on her back. The kinder and more loving behaviors and practices can essentially be in place. Your kinder, more loving behaviors and practices can essentially be in place in both paradigms of realities, the third dimension and the fifth dimension, at the same time. It is the quality of the emotions underneath those behaviors and practices that you need to put focus on. The former is fraught with fear, third dimensionally led behaviors and practices in and around people, places, Gaia, and the latter, which is the fifth dimensional existence, is seen as a way of life, of loving practices and behaviors as a way of life. So choose your emotions wisely when you are in the behaviors and practices, right? We hope this tutorial helps you live a life more lightly and lightheartedly. Till we meet again, iPhimo. Thank you for listening in.